Somerset Sports Talk, a presentation of Somerset County Recreation, Parks, and Tourism. I'm Gary.
I'm Jack.
And we are here again to give you our opinions, our knowledge, if you want to call it knowledge, and just talk about how we feel about what's going on in the world of sports. So we're going to jump right into it, but before we jump right into it, I just want to say congratulations to the Crisfield boys soccer team.
Oh, what happened?
They won the 1A East Region last night.
Did they?
2-1 over Pocomoke.
No kidding.
And they are moving on in the state tournament.
Wow.
And they will be playing the next round Saturday at Saturday, November 4th at Greenway Avenue Stadium in Cumberland.
Cumberland.
So
Woo,
from where
road
we
trip.
are,
Road trip.
yeah,
Whoa.
that's a long drive.
Cumberland's
So,
beautiful.
Yes.
It's up in the mountains.
It's by that gap. Isn't there Cumberland Gap somewhere there?
Yes, sir.
Is that the one? So there's
That's a 5-6 hour drive from here.
yeah. So
So you got to go where the games
I
are.
hope they're going Friday and
Yeah.
they get a good night's sleep. So again, congratulations to Coach Harold Frock and the boys soccer team. We wish them the best of luck.
Those state tournaments are fun.
Yeah. So they move on.
Advance. That's great.
Yep, you win in advance. So
That's
good luck
great.
to them.
Good luck to them.
All right. Now for things that really don't matter. That we'll talk about.
Right.
You know. So there's a little thing going on called the World Series.
Yeah. Nobody
I
knows
don't
it's
know.
on. Nobody cares it's on.
I agree with
It's
that
on the
statement.
historic ratings lows.
Yeah.
I heard an amazing thing this morning. The networks that are like Fox is they don't even promote them on the foot. They haven't promoted the World Series on any football game
Wow.
that was shown over the weekend.
Wow.
That was on
That's-
Fox.
Yeah, I mean,
So they don't even care that it's on, and it's on Fox. It's that crazy.
There's no superstars.
Well, yeah, it's
That I know
against
of.
the two wild card teams.
Yeah.
Well, actually, Texas, I think, won the division. But they're the ones that ruined the Baltimore
Right.
run there. But
Yeah.
look where they are. They're still kicking butt, and they're hitting. They hit the ball last night big time. And
They
but
put double digits
it was
up.
11-1. But
They put double digits up
watch,
a couple of times.
Watch for the Diamondbacks to come back tonight for one more game. I mean, to win the game, because they got back to 7. I fell asleep. I didn't see the end of it. But I was close to it, and they got hot, right towards the end.
Yeah.
And the pitcher for Texas, Feeney, I think his name was, really strong. I mean, really good pitcher. When he came out, all things started to go good for Arizona.
Yeah.
And that's what can happen in these games late in the late innings. But they were just too far behind.
Plus, I think that the Fox would. I think they kind of like break even if it goes 6 games.
Oh,
Not that there's any conspiracy
yeah. Well,
theories
right.
about
None
that,
of that.
but
Where's
but-
that umpire?
and it's sad because it's the World Series.
Yeah, I mean, that's
But
really the sad thing.
and I'm going to tell you again. I'm up front. I don't follow a lot of professional baseball, but the only name I really recognize is Seager,
Seager's name,
and because he used to play with the Dodgers.
Yeah.
And,
He had a great
And
record
they
with
were-
the Dodgers.
yeah.
He was MVP, he's Rookie of the Year, same year, and MVP when they won their title.
Yeah.
When he was with them.
so that's the
So
only.
he's got the magic. Man, he's a star at the plate. When he hits a home run,
Oh.
it's a home run.
Yeah, and I happened to flip it on last night for a little bit,
Yeah.
and he had just hit the 3-run home run.
man, he killed
It was
it.
a game they won the night before. I don't know.
Well,
But,
he's been hot for the
yeah.
last while. There's one little side story that the Cattell Marte for the Diamondbacks has like an 18-game hitting streak in the postseason.
Wow,
It's like
that's
he's
pretty nice.
heading towards leading for all time or something.
Yeah,
And
and it's
he's
just,
a good bet to get a hit.
you know,
I've used him for about 4 games in a row. I haven't always won the total, but he's a good man to have on your side when
Yeah.
you're wanting to hit, because he's got a lot of them.
and yeah.
There's
so-
a rookie too that's a Rookie of the Year for, I think is it for Texas? Carroll is his name. He's had a great season. He's leadoff hitter.
Well, Gunner was Rookie of the Year.
Was Gunner Rookie of the Year? Did he get
Yeah.
voted in Rookie of the Year?
Yeah.
He did? Okay.
Yeah.
So Gunner was the guy that was voted in. So
Gunnar Henderson Orioles.
Yeah, well, good for him. I didn't know that.
I saw that somewhere where
Oh, I didn't know that he did.
coach was manager of the year and the
Okay.
GM might have been
How did I
GM
miss
of the
that?
year. I
Jeez.
don't know.
I've watched all that stuff, and I totally
Get on
missed it.
Facebook.
Well,
That's where I
wanna
saw
get on
it.
Facebook.
I don't believe in Facebook news. Is
I listen to radio shows and watch
Yeah.
TV shows, and I didn't hear one word boo about it.
So-
Oh well, good for them. They deserve it.
Yeah.
Hey, I mean that's a heck of a turnaround, and great things to come for them. I can't
Hopefully.
wait to watch next year.
Hopefully. So that's what we're at baseball.
Could be over tonight.
It could be over tonight as we're doing this on a Wednesday. We're
Yep.
taping it,
Yep.
and so yeah,
I'll be tuning in.
I might watch a little bit of it because
I'll
it's
be tuning in.
the last night.
Not a lot else to watch.
But baseball, I don't know what's going on. Is it exciting? Is it not exciting? Is it? I think what they did with the pitch clock and everything
That'll help.
makes it a
Yeah.
lot,
Sure.
more watchable.
Well, I just in this U.S. of A, we're just got so many sports.
Yeah,
The attention, it's a long season. We've been thinking
And-
about baseball since April,
yeah. And
or
you-
before March.
but think
Now
about
it's
it.
November. I mean, goodness, that's a long stretch to keep interested folks in it.
The pitch clock is shorter than the shot clock in basketball. But just because of that doesn't mean you're
Well, I have to
always
say-
going to get a
No,
hit
that's right.
with the pitch. But like in basketball, you're always going to get a shot off.
Yeah, you was going to get a
So
shot.
that's the anticipation.
Yeah, you can still have 13, 14 pitch at bats,
Yeah.
where it does drag on.
Yeah.
But for the most part, most of the games that I tuned in for this year were 2.5 hours. They didn't
Yeah.
go to
So
over 3. That was the big bug. It was like 3.5.
that's what everyone said. But now,
So-
is there going to be
so-
another reason why people aren't watching?
Well, I think just the excitement of the star power.
I think that has a lot to
and
do
the
with,
draw.
with this one.
We root. The average fan is where this time you just lose
Right.
because
Without star
90,
power.
99%. I should say. What do I know? I don't know how many people. But when you talk NFL, most everybody's interested at some level with the NFL.
Yeah.
And so when it's on,
You know more names.
and it's only
too.
once a week.
Yeah.
And so there's great anticipation for all these games that happen on the Sundays. Well, now it's Thursdays and Mondays and Sundays, but even so, 3 days a week. It's still compelling, and they just keep the intensity of the stories, and
Yeah.
it's almost like the drama that unfolds with the teams themselves. It's like a little soap opera within every organization, and the owners make like just yesterday, last night they fired
We're going to get to
the
that.
coach
so,
of the
yeah.
Raiders. I mean,
Yeah.
come on,
Don't spoil my rundown here.
it's just drama.
Yeah.
And in baseball, since the steroid situation, it's really been pretty placid. There hasn't
Yeah.
been a whole lot of
Yeah.
uproar about anything under the current there, on the outside.
And
of
there's some
baseball.
great
So,
players, but
Yeah,
there's
there's some great players.
so
playing.
hopefully everybody will watch tonight.
It's
and
just
we'll,
it's an interesting. They still, I don't know what the numbers are for attendance for the season overall. It'd be interesting to know that because I know the Orioles were filling that stadium. Because when you have a winner, you fill the stadium.
Yeah, that happens.
But
a
then
lot.
they go to play Miami. Although Miami was a pretty good team at points, but nobody goes to watch the games at Miami.
Yeah.
You have this like echo chamber down there with nobody's there. So
20,000.
there must be still plenty of money in it because they're not selling these teams.
That's right. Yeah.
They're still holding on to
And
them.
they ain't going bankrupt.
No, they're not.
All right, because it's the World Series.
Yes.
This is the first of hopefully what I will try to set up for you.
Oh, great.
We got a
Embarrass
little quiz going.
Embarrass me.
And
Go ahead.
again, if you want to partake in this quiz and be honest, let me know how you do. ghicks@somersetmd.us. My email. If you want to play along with us.
I guess I should silence that. Sorry.
That's all right.
I was going to use this for reference.
I thought that was dramatic music for
I was
the
gonna-
for the quiz.
I was going to cheat on the test.
No. Well, no. No cheating.
No, I can't type fast enough.
All right. Here's your quiz. And I actually got three. this is the bigger one.
You got 3 out of how many?
No, I got 3 quizzes for
Oh,
you.
3 quizzes.
But
okay.
they're kind of all related.
Okay.
They're all World Series related.
Okay.
All right?
All right.
Can you name the 6 teams
6. Oh God.
that never won a World Series?
6 teams. Never won. Well, Texas is 1.
Yes, that I'm sure they've mentioned that a few times.
100 times.
Yeah. So you got that one right.
God. Let's see. It's got to be Miami.
No,
Miami won 1.
they won in like 90,
Okay.
the late 90s against Cleveland. It's hard to believe that they were a good team at one point.
I'm going
Struggled.
blank. I can't even see the divisions in my head. Give me a hint.
Okay, I think they're the 2 most recent expansion teams.
Seattle.
Well, they're not, but that's one of them. Seattle, yeah.
Okay.
That's not the 2
Right.
that I was referencing.
Toronto.
No, they won. The Joe Carter.
Oh, yeah, Blue Jays.
Mitch Williams.
That's right. Oh, see, I'm sucking ass. I wasn't sucking ass. I'm sorry. I'm no good at this. The Angels.
No, they won.
They did.
Can't remember when.
Yeah. Gosh. Who else is around? So expansion teams. Arizona. No, the Diamondbacks have won.
They won. They beat the
I know
Yankees.
that one. Yeah. Who else? Is around?
Another Florida team.
Florida, Tampa Bay.
Yep,
They've never won.
they've never won.
Come on, really?
They've been, but I think
didn't
they've been
win.
twice, and they didn't win.
Oh, see, I knew, but I didn't know. All right, you're gonna have to.
So I got
lay
3
it out
left.
there.
3 left. 2 of them are out west.
2 of them are out west.
One of them.
Colorado.
Yep, that's one. And then the other one
Rockies,
that
I thought they went. They must have gone one year. I remember them being somewhere up there.
they might have been. And then the one that I like kind of surprised me when I saw it. Tony Gwynn,
The Padres.
Padres, never
Really?
won. They ran in, but I guess they ran into
Yeah.
2 buzz. I know they lost that. I want to say 84 season maybe to the Tigers.
Okay.
That team that started
yeah,
out 35-5.
Right.
Kirk Gibson was
Right.
on that team.
Was he?
Yeah, and then I think they lost to the 114 win
Oh.
Yankees.
Oh, wow.
And then the only other one is my hometown team.
Milwaukee.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah, sad.
The
as
Brewers,
big.
as long as they've been around a long time.
Well, we'll get to that in a second.
See, told you.
Yeah.
I'm terrible at this. I can't remember the teams.
But they, went in 82. I think that's the only year they went.
Yeah.
And
They've had some okay
they had-
teams in the
they
last
have-
few years. But
Yeah, they're just not
quite there.
They can't get over that hurdle
Yeah.
to get there. Okay, so out of all those teams that never won a World Series,
Right.
there's one team that has never played in the World Series.
Oh, wow.
Tampa Bay, Colorado, Seattle, Texas, Milwaukee, San Diego. And we've kind of talked about a few of them already.
Yeah.
That lost.
Right. Well, is it Milwaukee?
No, they lost in 82.
Oh, they lost 82. Oh. I guess I wasn't
Listening.
putting it all together.
You weren't listening to
I wasn't
me,
listening
folks.
to your.
That's how it
your,
is.
Tell me. I'm drawing a blank.
Seattle.
Seattle.
And they had that stretch with Randy Johnson and
Yeah.
Ken Griffey Jr.
They've had some great players.
They have, yeah.
It's been kind of like the farm ground for the eventual Hall of Famers.
That's
that
right.
Come out of there.
Start there. And then we'll go the last one I got for you. The longest drought of winning a World Series.
Longest drought.
And on a sidebar, it's not the Orioles, but do you know how long it's been since they...
Well, wasn't it Boston?
No,
No?
the current longest drought.
Oh,
Not ever, because
Oh,
that was the
oh,
Cubs.
oh.
The current, who's got the
Oh,
longest
who's
drought,
the
currently of never winning a World Series.
of never winning the World Series
Or no, I'm sorry, the longest drought
since the
of
last time they won the World Series.
winning the World Series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they won the World Series, and then it's
Or they haven't won one.
Oh, or they have, oh. Well, it's gotta be one of those teams, right?
No,
It's not?
no,
Not one of those 6?
no. Couple
All right.
runner-ups in
Well,
there,
but Seattle's never won, so it can't be one of those. Okay.
but that's not the longest.
That's not the longest drought,
Right.
because they've only been in existence so long.
Somebody's been in existence longer than them
Wow.
and won it, but haven't.
But hasn't won it since
So we're
way
talking-
back when.
It's an old school
The
team.
old school, the old school.
Yeah, it's
team.
not one of those.
The Mets.
No,
Oh, that's like 69. What am I talking about? Wow, who are the old
no,
school?
86
86.
was the last time they beat. That was the Red Sox Bill Buckner series.
Oh, 86, that's right.
I think they won that series.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Tell me. I can't think.
Okay, I'll give you from. Padres have gone 55 years.
Okay.
The Brewers have gone 55 years.
Okay.
Rangers/Senators have gone 62 years.
That's right.
And the longest drought,
It's longer now.
Cleveland.
Cleveland.
75 years since their last World Series victory.
Cleveland.
Now, they've had one where these other teams haven't,
Yeah.
so, but
Yeah,
that's the
right.
longest drought.
75.
And do you know what the Orioles drought is?
Well, was it 83 to
Yeah,
win?
it's
Right?
40 years.
40,
They've been 40 years without.
yeah. Wow. Poor Cleveland.
Yeah, they haven't won a lot. Well, what did they, since LeBron won there,
Well, that's
that was their
always
first championship in 50 years in any sport.
in anything, right?
And they
Yeah.
have 3, they don't have a hockey team.
One and done.
So, yeah.
Thank you, LeBron. See you later.
So, all right, that's our baseball portion. Let's talk some football.
Good.
And we're going to talk about us first in our picks.
Okay.
You won this past week.
Nice.
12
Naturally.
right. 12 right, which means I think I had to have 10 right.
You did.
Because at the last time we did this,
Mm-hmm.
I think I was 2 games ahead of you.
Mm-hmm.
No, but I think we've been 2 weeks or more
Yeah.
in between, so it
Yeah.
could have been. So right now you sit at 78 and 44,
Okay.
and I'm at 76 and 46.
Where's that in the group? Did you put it down?
I don't know. Somebody I didn't put who was
Gotta be
number one.
sort of towards the top,
Well,
right?
yeah, oh, it is. Steve was at number 2, and that's my brother, who's also a listener.
Mhm.
He's 80 and 42,
Okay.
so he's a couple games on you. And then Mike it's his pool,
Right.
and he is 77 and 45.
Okay.
So I think Steve was second. So we're in the top 10 easily, but
Okay.
maybe the top 5 or 6.
I'll be waiting a
I
big,
didn't
big
look.
payout at the end.
Big payout at the end of freeness.
Attaboys.
Yeah, the boys. Yep, that's what the trophy is. A big
As
attaboy.
long as I beat you, that's all I care
Yes,
about.
yes, ain't gonna happen. I got a little,
You got a little
got some
something coming?
magic coming. Yeah, I got
Okay.
some mojo working right now as we speak. So,
Okay.
but yeah, congratulations. I'm gonna catch Mike because that's all I care about.
I
I would
bet.
beat you
You-
just because
yeah.
we're doing this.
Yeah.
But Mike is my longtime
just a
nemesis.
Ancillary.
And I'm after him. So
I'm collateral
I can't. I'm
damage.
not gonna lose again. I've had a rough patch the last couple of years
Oh, really?
where he's beaten me.
Oh, jeez.
So,
All right.
um,
You want any help? Let me know.
so yeah, no, that's okay. So, yeah. So, but yeah,
Well,
that's
good
my
luck.
goal. So, all right.
A lot of games to go.
All right. Football, and we're not going to do picks this week of spreads because we didn't have time to figure that out.
That's fine.
But we touched on it earlier. Raiders cleaned house. The GM, the coach, offensive coordinator, all gone. And
10 o'clock at night.
yeah,
On
apparently.
Halloween. Trick or treat. Well, it's a trick.
You
Ain't
know,
no
it
treat
wasn't
in
a
this
treat
call.
for any of them. So I mean,
Yeah. It's crazy. It's totally crazy.
I don't get it. You
Josh
brought the-
McDaniels,
had like
he's
6 years
Belichick.
left.
He was the reason they hired him was they wanted the Belichick way,
Yeah.
the Patriot way.
Well, the GM is from
Yeah,
there too.
I know. So it goes to how long does it take for the Patriot way to be implemented?
Take hold. Yeah.
And the other thing is that you got an assistant. You don't have Belichick. And not every offense. Norv Turner, this reminds me of Norv Turner. He was an amazing offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
And he got the stint with the Redskins, and he was 50-50 coach. He was at 500 for the most part. He goes back to being an offensive coordinator, and he's been with successful teams ever since.
Yeah.
Because his job, if he has just the one job, and he's better at it than most people. He's
good at it.
I don't know if he's still doing it. I know his son's doing it now.
Yeah.
But this is what McDaniels makes. You know how Belichick's going, come back.
Oh, I'm sure.
Because he wants his OC back.
Yeah.
Because ever since he left, it's been just terrible. Up there. And Belichick didn't know what to do. So.
And it still comes down to two things for me. You need a good quarterback, and you need a good offensive line.
No doubt.
And that helps you be a successful coach.
True.
Now, they gave away a guy in Derek Carr.
Derek Carr, yeah.
Who's playing pretty well.
Yes, but he's Derek Carr. And I'm a Derek Carr fan.
Yeah.
And I have him on my fantasy team as the second quarterback. And I might use him because Josh Allen might be injured. But anyway, he's so capable. But yet he just has these variances of performance that make it excruciatingly painful sometimes to be a backer of him. And that's what I think they saw and dealt with.
But then you bring a guy in like Garoppolo, who hasn't really
doesn't make any sense.
Lit anything up.
Plus he was hurt.
I mean, he played okay in San Francisco.
And he's, as they say, as I keep hearing the pundits and the experts say, is that he's a great quarterback on great teams.
Yeah.
You know, he's not going to carry you to the promised land on his back because he's not that type of quarterback. And most quarterbacks in the NFL pretty much are that way. And it's like you said, if you have a good offensive line, that's like monster for any quarterback to have a little bit more time. This past week, the Redskins game, the Commanders game against Philadelphia, who's top of the league, and talking about who's separating themselves from the rest of the league. Philly's number 1 or 2 on the list as far as that conversation. But yet, the lowly Commanders come in and compete, and we're ahead most of the game.
Right.
But what they did is Bieniemy figured out that Hal's only going to have 1.5 seconds to get a pass off. So he designed his whole first half offense off of 2-step bang.
Yeah.
Or side to the sidelines, and for a sweep, it's more like a run.
Yeah.
He didn't go back there looking for guys downfield because he would get crushed.
7-step drops.
So, if you know you're going to get crushed, then you have to adapt to that sort of philosophy. And then, or maybe hopefully you call a run, and then that helps break it up a little bit as well. But, Garoppolo, he threw 2 bad balls the other night over Adams' head. But he had no time, and he was getting stuffed really fast by Detroit. And, you can only be what you can be with the time that you have. And I'm not a great Jimmy G fan. I think he's an adequate quarterback. He won a lot of games, and he didn't lose games. That's the thing. You don't lose the game. That's part of what he was doing. But boy, are they adamant that he's not going to be behind center on the next game.
Sometimes you have to win the game, not just not lose it.
And I don't think they don't think they did anything to get anybody in the trade last night. So
no,
be interesting to see. The Raiders organization has always been part of the lore of the NFL, and moving to Vegas. I don't think it's really affected that just that uniform. As long as they keep the same uniform and the name, the Raiders, and you can still identify with them, and then the kids still like it, and all of that. But I think the league's better when they're winning. I do, but they're not winning now.
It's gonna take a while.
Detroit got them the other night. Detroit looked.
And let's talk about we've got.
I have a story about that game. I don't know when it's appropriate to tell.
Well, let's
But
talk
don't
about
let me
this.
forget. 'Cause
No, I'm going to write down story.
Yes, there's a story.
Okay, here's what I was thinking about. Like, is there separation yet, or
Dominance.
like, do you kind of
Are you sure
see the
certain teams are
handwriting
gonna-
on the wall?
Actually went the other way, in my opinion, this past week.
So we got in the AFC in the East, Miami 6-2, Buffalo 5-3.
Yeah. Well,
Everybody
Buffalo-
else isn't there yet.
Buffalo's just shown that they're an average team.
Yeah,
They can get hot, but all the teams can get hot.
yeah.
They're not. Buffalo had that thing where they were just going to win no matter what.
And
They
they
don't have
lost
it.
that,
They
that
don't seem to have it.
swagger.
Yeah, it's something about it.
And then-
Miami goes as Tua, if he has time, he's going to rip you apart.
Yeah,
When he gets pressure,
Yeah.
you don't know what's going to
because
happen.
they got so much speed on the
he's
outside.
small. He can't see over him, so
Yeah.
he doesn't have a way to check down to the second and third options too often.
Yeah,
And then Kansas City looked completely well.
and that's
In
in the
Denver,
West. Kansas City
losing in
6-2.
Denver was a terrible loss.
And then everybody else has 3
But
wins.
Mahomes was sick.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, that morning I heard on ESPN after I'd already laid all my bets down heavy, on Kansas City being
Kansas
part
City.
of them.
I
I
would
thought that
think
was
so.
a no-brainer. I mean,
Yeah.
I was even giving up the 9 points or whatever the spread was.
Yeah,
And then I heard Mahomes is listed on the injury report as sick.
ugh.
And I went, well, there's that game. And he played like he was sick. Plus, it's at altitude, the high altitude.
Oh, yeah.
It's harder to breathe. He just didn't feel right.
Probably.
Flu-like symptoms or whatever. So that game went the other way against them, and that put them back down. The team that I think is going to be the strongest in the AFC going forward, if they can just stay out of their own way, is the Baltimore Ravens.
They're 6-2,
And man, they are looking better and better each week.
and the rest of that division's 4-3.
Yeah.
But the Browns
Well, Browns, Deshaun
got a
not
great
even
defense.
playing.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's
if
been
gonna-
cleared to play for the last 2
Yeah.
weeks, and he's
Yeah.
said no.
Yeah, I don't know
So-
if he's going to make it there.
I don't know. He got his guaranteed $250 million, and then
Yeah.
I think I'll sit this one out.
Yeah, I'm not feeling well today.
Jeez, I hope it's not that. I really hope he's
Yeah.
injured and that he really needs to. But he could be having some sort of mental block about going back and playing.
He could.
So we don't know the full story there.
And Jacksonville is 6-2.
Jacksonville could be a sleeper coming down the stretch.
Just don't know if the history of their, even though it's a different history under Peterson, but
Yeah.
do they have enough talent
They got a talented team. I'm telling you,
to
it's young
like,
and it's
keep
talented.
winning and not make mistakes?
Lawrence is good.
Are they mistakes?
ATN's solid. They got the receivers solid. They got Ingram at the tight end. He's also on my fantasy team. He's just 12 points every week. It's great. I love the guy.
Well, I'm not talking about my fantasy team.
I know. I'm pounding people right
I
now.
wish I could get 90 points in my fantasy team.
So I don't know. That's the AFC side.
Yeah. So what? Just to recap that: Miami 6-2, Baltimore 6-2, Jacksonville 6-2, Kansas City 6-2.
Yeah.
They're all 6-2.
My guess now is if I had
Buffalo is 5-3.
I'd
That's
say that-
really the only teams
Here's the
that are
championship
standing up
game.
right now.
Here's the championship game. Baltimore, Jacksonville. Mark my words.
I'm gonna.
Baltimore, Jacksonville in
No,
the
I do believe-
AFC Championship.
I do believe we made predictions earlier.
I know, but
can't
that wasn't
find
one
out-
of them.
I can't find out where they were. I can't
Oh,
find
you
out where they
can't
are.
find them?
No, I gotta look through some papers.
You're gonna have to.
I gotta look through some paperwork
no.
to get there. But we'll
I
mark
worked
this
hard
down.
on this.
Yeah. I think we both had Kansas City
I think we did.
against
See,
Philadelphia. I'm not
I think
sure.
that's close. Yes.
Yeah.
I think that's about
All right, so the NFC side. Let me go through all these. In the East, Phillies 7-1, Dallas 5-2. The North, Detroit 6-2. Minnesota's 4-4. Minnesota's out because
Well, Josh Dobbs has been traded.
Yeah,
he's
that's
not a
not-
bad quarterback.
he's not,
And
but
when
that's not
Jefferson,
gonna win that
when
division.
Jefferson comes back,
He may not.
Jefferson might not come back
I wouldn't.
just because of. But 4-4, they're not out of it.
Yeah, but they're not. Atlanta,
And
New
it's a
Orleans
shame
are
because
4-4.
Cousins was playing really good.
He's not a bad quarterback.
And they were going to go from 1-3 to like 12-4. That was where they were headed.
Yeah, that's
Because
it.
he was starting to when they beat up on San Francisco.
Yeah.
It was a big surprise to
Oh, yeah.
everybody. Not me.
No.
I picked them.
I'm sure you
I
had
made
that
money
right.
that night.
Seahawks are leading the West. 5-2. San Francisco's 5-3.
See,
Has
everybody
Brock Purdy
loves this,
has
yeah.
the Brock Purdy bubble
No,
popped?
no.
Is he down to
No.
earth, or is there something else going
He
on
played.
there?
He played very strong in all those games. He had a couple interceptions that were ill, and one was a tip.
Yeah,
So I can't stand that they're considered interceptions. There should be another category. A tipped ball interception should not be on the quarterback.
right.
Unless, I guess if they throw it behind it, I don't know. But I
Well-
still like Purdy, and I still think San Francisco's a force. Losing 3 games in the middle of the season means nothing when
Right.
it gets down to the crunch. Now, going forward, now they did show a stat about Debo Samuel. When he's in, Purdy's perfect.
Yeah,
When he's out, Purdy no perfect.
not
so
good.
perfect.
Yeah, so
we
they need him
Debo
back.
And plus,
And
Trent,
I need him back because he's on my fantasy team.
Trent
but that's
Williams, the left tackle, is huge too.
banged up, yeah.
Because he's all pro,
Yeah.
holding everybody off, but he's not in.
Yeah,
So there's been a little bit more pressure on Purdy. See, it goes back to the same thing. He has more pressure on him. He's got to throw quicker.
right.
He's got to make running throws instead of pocket throws.
Yeah.
And that he'll be fine. That guy's cool.
Is
He's cool like Joe
Montana?
Burrow.
Yeah.
Burrow.
Burrow.
Joe Cool.
No, they're
Two,
they're
number
only
2.
one. They're only one,
Yeah, I
Joe
know.
Cool.
No, but anyway,
Oh, I guess there's more
Purdy's
than one.
not affected by it. I don't think.
He'd be the third.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Joe Cool, the
Joe
third.
Namath,
Joe
yeah.
Namath, Joe Montana.
Yeah. But-
Joe Burrow.
But Burrow's another thing. So I picked the Cincinnati to win the Super Bowl about 3 months ago in the futures on DraftKings.
Uh-huh.
And I wish I put more money on it because I see them progressing.
He's healthy. That's
Man,
a
is he
big
good.
difference. Yeah.
He was 19 out of 19 at one point
Wow.
last week and against the San Francisco.
Yeah.
That's some throwing a ball.
Oh yeah.
Whew.
When he's healthy, I guess he wasn't healthy the first couple
Oh,
of games.
Jamar Chase. That's another good one to have on your team.
No, I don't want to hear it. Yeah. I don't have any talent. on
Yahoo
the team.
called my team a joke when I picked them all. The
Yeah, but
joke's
you
on
made
them.
trades and you
Little
picked
bit.
people up on free agency.
Little bit. Mark's taught me all that.
Yeah,
I didn't realize I could do all that.
yeah. I refuse. I stand by my
I
picks.
understand.
I'll live with them and I'll go
I
down
get
with
it.
them.
Well, these buys, you have to move them in and out.
That's why you got a bench.
That's why you got a bench.
So.
It's true.
Yeah. Now the only thing that intrigues
So
me
out of the NFC, go ahead.
is Dallas.
Yeah, Dallas.
I'm not a big McCarthy fan. Even when he was coaching Green Bay, I wasn't a great big McCarthy fan. But 5-2, they're a game behind Philadelphia.
Dallas
in
is
the loss.
Dallas. What I'm finding is a matchup team. When they match up well, they
Yeah.
just kill their opponent.
Yeah,
When it's not a good matchup
when they overmatch.
or overmatch, yeah.
The other team's overmatched.
Yeah.
Dallas is.
Dak,
So the weaker teams, Dak plays good against.
yeah.
The stronger teams,
they have trouble
they have
because
trouble.
the pocket collapses.
Good
Dak
defenses.
is not as,
Teams with
as
good defenses.
agile as he was as a rookie
Yeah.
a few years ago. I don't know. There's just something about that team. And Pollard's being underused,
Yeah.
which I don't understand because he's a real talent. They threw it 54 times or something the other day.
Yeah.
That's a lot of throws.
Nah.
But I don't know. I mean, Dallas is a talented laden team. They got bunches of people
Right.
on that team that are good.
Yeah.
Dak's healthy. CD Lamb's coming into his own.
Yeah,
and-
it's going to be interesting to
and,
see
it'll
how
be
this plays
interesting to
out,
see.
especially in that division. But
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure,
Well, Philly,
Dallas,
when
if they
Philly
keep
plays
going.
Dallas, I will be watching that game
yeah,
because I'm very curious to see how they match up. Because Philly can get on it; they can get to that quarterback pretty good.
and then the only other thing is Detroit. Are they
I
for
love
real?
Detroit. Yeah, I think they are. That golf, he's pretty good. Although he can
He can make
can
some
break a
mistakes.
heart. He can
Boy,
break a
that,
heart.
that pick six he threw
Jeez,
was just.
I thought he was throwing it away.
So did I, and I think that's what he tried to do. But he had to make it close so it wasn't grounding.
I guess.
Should have went over his
Should've
head
gone
and
over
not
top, yeah.
throw it underneath more.
All right, so this leads
So,
into my
let's hear
story.
your story. I got it. We're ready for it.
Okay, Detroit, then the Raiders. Right, this was it was
Now, is this the one where it never could happen.
Never
but it
could
happened?
happen. So this is the never. It could never happen, or it shouldn't have happened, but it happened.
Okay.
Story. So I've got a 5-leg parlay. Just playing around. I know that they don't win very often,
Right.
so I'd have really high expectations. $15 to win 250. That's a good payout on $15.
I think so.
So I took golf over yards, and I took -7 on the line, and went down the picks that I thought were pretty good. So during the game, and this is the part that I should have not done. I shouldn't have checked my phone, because then I wouldn't have had this whole reaction to the way I had it. But now I couldn't resist, because I wanted to see how I was doing. Well, it shows you how you're doing and how many yards. So I'm getting into the greens, and I'm like, ooh, I'm going to win this thing. This looks pretty good. So the last one that was not hitting was over 26.5 total points for Detroit. So when I picked it, I thought 26.5 against the Raiders. The way they play, my goodness, I mean, that should be easy. It'd be 30 plus. I can't imagine being less than 30.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty confident. That was the one I was confident on. The rest of them, I was like, okay, good. Well, during the game, there's that pick 6 when they're on the 20.
Yeah.
There's a fumble on the 3-yard line. There's a strip fumble on the 5-yard line. I mean, they should have had 21 points out of those 3 possessions right away. But no, that was a 0.
Yeah.
So that's part of it. It comes down, it's 26-12 with 6 minutes to go. And Vegas goes for it with 4th and 20 or 4th and 10 on their own 30 or something. And they missed it. Right? So they take it over, 6 minutes to go, 26-12. Okay? 26. I'm looking at 26 and I'm seeing this half point, right? Well, they go and they're running like crazy. They're just handing it off to that Jameer Gibbs, man. They just
Yeah.
and they get down, and then it's 1st and goal. And I'm watching, I'm thinking, I'm feeling pretty good about this. 1st and goal, 6 minutes, because you get in the last 2 or 3 minutes, they start killing the clock, so they're not going to kick a field goal. If they're ahead by more than 10, they're just going to lay down. But 6 minutes, they want to get more points. So they get this handoff, left sweep, right into the end zone. I'm like, all right, cool. And then I see yellow. Flag, right? So they show the hold. It was a hold on the left guard. And the play went all the way around to all the other side of the field. And the left guard's right in the middle of the field. And he falls back and he pulls the guy down with him.
Yeah.
And then he lets him go. But it had nothing to do with the play.
Yeah.
The guy could have never got it. But 6 comes off the board.
Yes.
Okay? Well, I'm thinking, all right, well, they're still right there. Let's get it. Come on, let's get a touchdown. So they moved it back. A couple more runs. Field goal. It's less than an extra point. It's shorter than an extra point. 20 yards or whatever it is. They put it on like the 8-yard line or something. Or no. It was on let's see. It was on the 5 plus 7, 12, 22 yards.
All right.
Okay, no problem. I'll give you 3. I'm good.
Oh.
Off to the right.
How do you miss that from 22?
Off to the right. Instead of there, it went there. And my money went there.
Bye-bye.
It went running away from me. Because I thought, oh no. Well, there's still hope. There was no hope because it didn't work out where they got the ball back. Even if they got the ball back, guess what they do?
Yeah,
they kill the time.
They're gonna, yeah.
So it couldn't happen. There was a touchdown and there was a field goal, and with 0 points. And my beautiful parlay was thwarted by half a point.
Dang that.
So there it is.
Vegas people are smart, aren't they?
I don't know, or we're just dumb. Just unlucky. Had I not watched the game,
You would have won.
I would have won going
Probably.
because it's my fault.
Yes,
that I watched the
usually
game.
that's right.
That's the feeling that you have.
That's right.
Thanks for indulging such a story.
Oh, that's funny.
There's millions of them that happen every day. And me, I'm just a piddly little better. There's people that lose huge amounts of money on those kinds of things.
Oh, yeah.
So anyway,
That's
all
why
right,
I don't
onward.
have it. All right. Now, this is an assignment that I gave us that one of us did. But that's okay, because I want your answer to
Okay.
this. I was sitting around thinking one day, I was like, man, who was a good player good player that became a good coach in the NFL. I was thinking about baseball and also basketball. Because I always say, like, great players never are really.
Well, like Billy
great
Martin was
coaches.
a great player, and he was an adequate coach.
Well, he's a good player. I wouldn't call
Well,
him
he was a good player. Well, he's on the Yankees team.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Casey Stengel was one that was.
I don't know what kind of player. That was a little
He was
before my time.
Yeah. Well, he was pretty much Hall of Fame player.
Was he?
I think so.
I don't know who he was.
Anyway, go ahead.
But we'll do baseball.
Yeah,
Cause
I'm
I
sorry, I'm
think
in
that's
baseball.
Another, that's another great topic.
You're in football. I'm in
So I'm in football, yeah, but baseball's over.
I'm having a tough
tonight.
day.
That's all right. It's been a long day.
Oh, geez.
So I went and did some research. Now there are some guys, and I jotted these guys down. Jeff Fisher, good coach, not a great player for the Bears. Okay. Bill Cowher, good coach, not a great player. He's a linebacker, I guess.
Yeah.
But then while I was reading about them, they are kind of connected in a way that Bill Cowher was a special teamer, and he was covering a punt that went to Jeff Fisher.
Oh, yeah.
And he tackled him, and it ended Jeff Fisher's career.
Oh, wow. No
So they're always going to be entwined.
Isn't that something?
And they might have coached against each other a lot too.
I'm sure they did.
But so
Tennessee.
I didn't see that he was either of those guys were.
Yeah.
I have Tony Dungy on this list just
Yeah.
for one reason, and I'll get to that when I get to him. But here are the names I came up with: Norm Van Brocklin.
Okay.
I think he was a Hall of Fame player.
Right.
Coached the Vikings in Atlanta.
Right.
Dan Reeves,
Yeah, that's right. Dan played.
great running back, good running back
Yeah.
with Dallas. Coached Denver and Atlanta, and it said he has the record, but I'm sure Brady has it. He's participated in 9 Super Bowls
Wow.
as a player,
Or coach.
a coach, or assistant coach. I'm not sure.
Right.
So I have him. I put down Don Shula. I didn't know this about Shula, that he was a defensive back. He played for Cleveland, Baltimore, and Washington for a year. But he had 21 interceptions in 73 games, which I thought that was rather.
Yeah.
I didn't know, that's not bad.
Yeah.
And we all know he coached the Colts and the Dolphins. And then I have Tony Dungy. He was a defensive back for Pittsburgh and San Francisco.
Right.
And he coached Tampa Bay and Indy. Good coach, not a great player. So, but I put him down for this one reason. He was in a game, and I forget who they were playing, where he had an interception. And then because he was a quarterback in college at I think Minnesota.
Okay.
Because of injuries to Bradshaw and the backup, I guess it was Mike Kushchek,
Okay.
he had to go in and play quarterback.
No kidding.
So he threw an interception while he was quarterback.
And he had a.
So he's, I think, the last guy to throw an interception,
Have an interception.
have an interception in the same game.
That's a pretty amazing stat.
It is. That's the only reason I put him on here.
That's a great stat.
Art Shell,
Yeah.
Raiders.
That's right. He did coach the Raiders, didn't he?
Jim Harbaugh,
Yeah.
which you forget about. He was
Played in the NFL?
oh yeah,
He
he
did?
was a pretty decent quarterback. He played for the Bears.
Oh, Harbaugh, yeah.
And he played for Indy, and they played in that great AFC Championship game with Pittsburgh,
That's right.
where it came down to a Hail Mary,
Yeah.
and I thought they had it, the Baltimore or Indianapolis had it,
Right.
but it was incomplete or whatever.
Right.
Coach for San Francisco, he had a good run at San Francisco.
Yeah.
Good college coach. Forrest Gregg, who played for the Packers, coached for the Browns, the Bengals, and the Packers. Took the Bengals to a Super Bowl as a coach. Lost to
San Francisco.
Joe Montana, yeah.
He was the coach then.
No,
Forrest Gregg was the coach.
again, when he with the Bengals, the first time they met.
That was like 89.
No, there was the first, might have been before that.
Oh, yeah.
'Cause they lost.
They did go.
The famous one was when Montana was in the huddle, goes, "Hey, you see John Candy in the huddle?"
Yeah.
Or when he's in the huddle, you see John Candy stands. That was Cincinnati, but they lost. That was with
Right.
Boomer Esiason.
right.
Sam Weich was the coach.
Right, that's the one I was.
And then before that, the Bengals
That's right,
played.
That's right.
And I want to say, was that
That's
it?
right. Yeah,
Was that the game at Pontiac in Michigan?
could have been, yeah. Back before. I
Back,
was
yeah, but he took him there.
paying much attention.
And then Mike Ditka, Chicago Eagles
Big
and
time
Cowboys,
player, right?
Hall of Famer as a player. First tight end to Hall of Fame,
And a great coach.
and he coached Chicago and New Orleans.
Super Bowl.
Won a Super Bowl.
Ooh.
So, like, out of that list, and again, if you want to argue with me, GX at somersetmd.us, you pick somebody from that list: Norm Van Brocklin, Dan Reeves, Don Shula. I'm not going to say Dungy. Art Shell, Jim Harbaugh, Forrest Gregg, and Mike Ditka. Who is the best? Had a best career as a player and coach. Didn't have to be the best coach, the best player. Could have been
Right. Well, you have, there's two that stick out for me, Shula and Ditka. Shula, I don't remember him as a player at all.
I don't either.
But
Again,
his
before my time.
career as a coach is
Oh yeah.
unparalleled at this
Yeah.
point. I mean, even Belichick is trying to catch his win record, right?
Yeah.
And they had the perfect season, which is still in place.
Right.
So just from longevity and year to year and number of wins, and he's right up there. Dick, I would say he's really well known as a player, at least in my memory.
Yeah.
I guess Shula might have come before.
Oh, yeah.
But Dick kind of got me when I was young enough that I can remember, or old enough that I can remember. And I don't know, was he a great coach, or did he just hit lightning with that '85 Bears team?
Yeah. I don't know.
Because that team, when you go back and you look at the makeup of that team, it literally is like aliens came from space
Yeah.
and put all those players together.
Yeah.
And had the season of all seasons. So still a loss, though. They did go undefeated.
Yeah. Well, the head alien was Buddy Ryan.
Buddy Ryan,
He
I
put
know.
that defense together. That
He
was,
was crazy.
But they had some offensive
But
weapons
my
too.
gracious, the quarterback, he was a nut job. But he got
yeah,
it done.
but he could play.
McMahon.
Yes, he could play. Like to
Oh,
wear
wow.
headbands. See, and for me, it comes down to Reeves and
Reeves,
Ditka.
yeah, Reeves.
Just because I think they were better. Reeves was a pretty decent player for the Cowboys.
Yeah, he
He
was.
he almost won that.
And really good record as a coach, too. Right?
Yeah, he took two teams to the Super Bowls.
Yeah,
I don't think he ever won one,
No.
but he took two teams there.
One
And
of
that's
those teams, yeah.
um,
So Reeves, yeah, I could go with them. I could go with him.
but he in that Ice Bowl game with the Packers.
Yeah, he played it.
He played it. He threw a halfback option for a touchdown.
He was the one that threw it.
Yeah, and that
Oh, I didn't know.
should have won the game if
Yeah.
it wasn't for that drive.
On
Bart
that
Starr
last-
put,
yeah, right.
and then the
Ended up down there on
And
the
on the
1 yard
goal line.
line and did all that.
yeah,
Quarterback
So-
sneak, right? Wasn't
Yep,
it?
yeah. He was good. Like
Yeah.
I don't know if Shula was a great player.
Yeah.
Even he was even.
Yeah, might not
Average,
even play.
You know, I don't know if 21 interceptions in 73 games is a
Well, that's
great
not bad.
record.
It's pretty good. I mean, that's one every three and a
But-
half games.
Um,
Not terrible.
so I'm going with Ditka. That's my choice. As
Well, that
a
was
guy
my first. I'm
who
gonna.
combines,
I
and maybe
was-
it's the whole name and the
Yeah.
the atmosphere and everything surrounding him.
And a great interview and a great broadcaster.
Yeah,
I enjoyed listening to him.
he
too.
told it was great when you see him in press conferences.
Yeah.
He,
He told it like it is.
he would chew you out
He
and
was-
tell you
yeah,
to shut
he
up
had
and
the
all
presence.
those fun stuff if you didn't like
But
what
he
you were
was a
saying.
nasty player too. So I
He's a
agree.
good
I
player.
think
I remember-
combination of the two, I'll go with Ditka as well.
Yeah,
That was
that's-
when you mentioned it. That was my first gut feeling
Yeah,
that that's the winner.
yeah.
Right.
So if you have anybody else you can think of, or anybody else on this list that you think deserves this honor more, go ahead and let me know. And let me know what you think about the whole show today. And
Yeah. No, don't do that.
Yeah, just in nice words. That's all. It's GX at somersetmd.us. Let us know.
The golf course is still available, even though it's November.
There you go. Good point.
You can still get the Skipjack Super Pass. Still the same price. It may change over the course of the winter. So Might want to do that if you haven't done it already.
Good Christmas present.
Great Christmas present, absolutely. Just
Right around the corner.
$99 get you a whole year of
Yeah.
$34 golf.
And check out our Rec and Parks page. And I know we're trying this in the process of starting a indoor pickleball
Yeah,
kind of thing.
Is that right?
So yeah, so
Pickleball. Ooh,
I wanna
that's the
play it.
thing, huh?
I love it. I haven't really ever played it, but it looks like fun. I have played it before, actually. And
You have played?
I did,
Because I haven't
and
played
enjoyed
it.
it.
I know that
So,
lots
yeah.
of people like it.
Anything else you got?
No, sir.
I think I'm done. That's all
Yes,
we got
indeed.
for this week.
Go NFL.
Go NFL.
More stories to come.
That's right. And again, let us know what you feel about the show. And until next time, get out, enjoy yourself, play some sports, watch some sports. Just go out and have a good time.
See you later.